Let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. I'm happy to be here with some amazingly hardworking San Diegans. State Assembly Member Lorena Gonzalez, Council President Pro Tem Marti, the Municipal Employees Association General Manager Michael Zucchet, and a number of our great city employees. We're here today to announce critical progress to providing earned sick leave to city employees. Now, most city employees earn annual leave, which can be used for either for vacation or sick time. What you may not know is over 1,000 city employees, including recreational leaders, seasonal lifeguards, and library staff, are actually not eligible for annual leave. Yes, these staff members cannot take time off if they are sick or if their child or their parent is ill and requires care. As an employer, we should want these folks to have, who regularly interact with the public, to have the opportunity to take care of their health when they need to. Now, the good news is we're doing something about that problem. Last year, Assemblymember Gonzalez authored AB 1522, the Healthy Workplaces, Healthy Families Act of 2014. And as you may know, it entitles individuals working in California to paid sick days. It allows employees to earn up to 3 sick days per year. It was signed into law by our governor and goes into effect statewide on July 1st of this year, thanks to the incredible leadership of Lorena Gonzalez. Assemblymember, thank you so much for what you've done. I can give a round of applause. It's a big deal. Now, after working hard myself last year to develop and pass a compromise local measure to increase San Diego's minimum wage to $11.50 an hour and to allow San Diegans to earn up to 5 sick days per year, it was fought by out-of-town corporate special interest and delayed until a public vote next June. Thanks to Assemblymember Gonzalez, though, we don't have to wait to have earned sick leave throughout our entire state. Now, when I learned that communities like San Diego had to take additional steps, like meet and confer with our city employee organizations in order for 1522 to apply here, with my council colleagues, we developed an implementation proposal for our employees to make sure that these value workers were not left behind. And so we've taken steps to evaluate the best implementation options and logistics, have negotiated with all 6 of our impacted employee organizations, and the City Council will soon consider approving implementation of AB 1522 for our city employees very soon. This will be a key step forward in building a city workforce that is healthy, happy, and productive. Providing workers with fair pay and benefits is always a good investment, and people should not have to choose between being a good parent or a good employee and fear losing their jobs if they're too sick to come to work. And so I'm certain that my council colleagues will agree with Council President Pro Tem Emerald and I to give all of our employees access to earn sick days when it's implemented on July 1st. With that, on behalf of all San Diegans, I want to publicly thank Assemblymember Gonzalez for delivering this key common sense benefit to the people of the great state of California. Her focus on workers and on families is incredible, and it's helping to make our state, and of course today with this action, our city a better place to be. And with that, with no further ado, I give you Assemblymember Lorena Gonzalez. Lorena?
So first and foremost, I want to thank Councilmember Gloria for inviting me here today, and of course Councilmember Marti Emerald for joining us, and hardworking folks here at the City of San Diego represented by MEA. This is an important milestone. When I went to seek out sick days, you think about a lot of workers who we know traditionally don't have sick days, don't have that ability to take even an hour or 2 off to go pick up a sick child from school, that aren't able to balance out whether they stay home sick or pay the rent that month. We knew there were 6.5 million Californians in that position. But the workers we generally thought of were in the retail sector and maybe the restaurant sector. Traditional low-wage workers who just hadn't had the bargaining opportunity to earn these sick days and who we needed to protect through legislation. And so when I found out that this would also cover 1,000 workers here at the City of San Diego, there was nothing that made me more proud, because every worker deserves this right. And it doesn't matter if you're working for a city or a county, if you're working for McDonald's or Walmart, it doesn't matter where in California you're working, you should be able to have the right to pick up your child from school when they're sick or to stay home yourself rather than infect other folks. And so I'm exceptionally happy that this is going to be implemented so swiftly here at the City of San Diego, and thank, of course, Councilmember Gloria for his see, I almost called you Assembly member already, for his swift action on this. You know, it's coming quick, July 1st, and so I want to make sure everybody really thinks about this because as it comes along, there's responsibilities both for employees and employers. So we want to ensure that people who have questions still about the accrual method, about how quickly they'll be able to use sick days, and about your responsibilities as an employer as well. They can go to our website, which is www.capaidsickdays.com for more facts and resources, because now it's our responsibility to ensure that this is actually implemented in a fair and just way, and that people understand this law is coming, and it's coming quick, and we need to fulfill our responsibility. I do want to end with one other thing. I'm proud of the fact that we were able to get 3 paid sick days in California. But unlike other states who are looking at this proposal and cities across America, 3 days is not enough. I was excited last year to support the minimum wage and sick day requirements in the city because we know that we need 5 days. 3 days is a start, and it's an important start, but in no way should it be seen as good enough. And so as we continue to roll this out and we show businesses that this is going to be good for them as well as their employees, that we will have a happier and healthier workforce and a more productive workforce, we have to stay committed to ensuring that the city of San Diego moves forward and supports the workers citywide, increasing the minimum wage, increasing the amount of sick days that they're able to take off as well. So thank you for your leadership in that, and thank you so much for acting so swiftly at the city of San Diego on this.
Thank you, Assemblymember Gonzalez. Back when we were developing the minimum wage earned sick day proposal, there was no stronger or better advocate for earned sick days for families than Marti Emerald. And so it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you our Council President Pro Tem, Marti Emerald.
Thank you so much, dear. Thank you, and good morning to everybody. A beautiful day here in San Diego, and we want to make it a beautiful day for everybody, meaning that if you're a hardworking person working here at the City of San Diego or in private business, you have an opportunity when you're sick, when your children get sick, when a frail elderly relative needs your assistance, that you can take that time and do the right thing as a member of the family. Who would have thunk that on the way to this, I would be diagnosed with cancer? Now, wasn't I lucky? I've got a great health insurance plan. I work for an organization that allows me to take time off work, and I have. But to think that there are more than 1,000 employees right here at the city, colleagues of mine, people who work as hard as my staff and I do out in the community, making a difference, saving lives, serving the needs of children, that these people don't have paid sick leave, that's unconscionable to me. And that's why Todd and I and the rest of the council work so hard to bring earned sick, 5 days of earned sick, and of course a raise in the minimum wage for these very employees, people here at the city and throughout our city who are working very hard. First of all, nobody who works full-time should live in poverty, and nobody should have to make that difficult choice about, do I stay home and get well? Do I keep my child home so my child can get well? Or lose a day's pay? It shouldn't be that way, and we're going to make sure it's not. Of course, the big question here in San Diego goes to the voters next year, and we're hoping to keep this dialogue going, to reach out to every person in the city of San Diego and remind them of the importance of this very, very important reform. In the meantime, I'm very grateful to Assemblymember Gonzalez for mobilizing the legislature and getting the governor's signature on 3 sick days a year, earned sick days a year. It's a start, but it doesn't take us far enough. We need to go much further. And I know that together, this council, our community, our caring, generous community will step up and make that happen. And we're going to make things happen here at the City Council within the next few weeks. We'll be docketing this issue to make sure that we implement 1522 as quickly as possible, get it all squared away. So come July 1st, there are no delays for people here in the city of San Diego, that they will be able to earn sick leave, and they won't have to make that terrible choice between going to work sick or leaving a child home sick and losing a day's pay. It's the least we can do for the hardworking people of the city of San Diego, our community, and we're going to make that happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Marty. We're so fortunate to have Marti Emerald on our side fighting for this cause. This brings us to our final speaker, who is Michael Zucchet, the General Manager of the Municipal Employees Association. He represents more than 1,000 of the 1,364 city employees who will receive earned sick days when this proposal is approved in the coming weeks. Mike?
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Michael Zucchet. I'm the General Manager of the San Diego Municipal Employees Association. We represent about half of all city workers, and a good number of those workers in our bargaining units, just short of 1,000, work hourly. And a lot of people think of an hourly worker perhaps as someone who works a few hours a week and perhaps less than essential jobs. In the city of San Diego, particularly in the library department and the park and recreation department, these employees are essential to how these departments operate. They work 10, 20, 30 hours a week for most weeks of the year. So on balance, these are essentially like half-time employees, and yet they earn zero benefits. They have no retirement, they have no paid health care, and they can't even call in sick without losing pay. And so this bill and this implementation by the city is absolutely huge. And I would just agree with all the speakers before me, and particularly would thank Assemblymember Lorena Gonzalez for her leadership on this bill, Councilmember Todd Gloria, Council President Pro Tem Marti Emerald, and all of our friends who supported this and who are supporting it as a good start. 3 days is huge. 5 days would be even bigger and more reasonable. These are people, employees would be affected who not only would the city be doing right by the employee and their families to do this, but also by the public. These are employees who interact with the public on a daily basis. And whether you're a city employee or a colleague of these city employees or a member of the public who deals with the employees, you want people to stay home when they need to be staying home and taking care of themselves and being sick. And so this is just sort of a no-brainer, good for everybody. And thank you so much to Assemblymember Gonzalez and to our leaders on the City Council who are attacking this issue both at the state level and coming next June at the city level. On a perhaps personal note, I just wanted to observe that I think we have perhaps the strongest and most influential delegation in Sacramento from the San Diego region that we've had, certainly in my memory, and I think perhaps in the history of the city of San Diego in terms of what's going on in Sacramento. And Lorena Gonzalez is certainly at the head of that class in terms of pushing real, important, impactful legislation. She's pushing it, she's getting it through, she's getting the governor to sign it. It's a big deal what's going on, and this is but one example of this. And since Lorena slipped earlier, I think I'll slip also and say I think that delegation is going to continue to get strong with the addition of Todd Gloria next year. And so it's an exciting time for the residents of San Diego and for city employees in San Diego that they're not only being well represented here, but also in Sacramento. And so thank you for all you're doing up there.
Thank you, Mike, and thank you all for being here today. Again, just in closing, we're talking about providing earned sick days to over 1,000 city employees, to our recreation leaders, our library aides, our seasonal lifeguards, people that we know need to stay home when they're sick. We're able to do that because of the leadership of Lorena Gonzalez, and we're really wanting to publicize the fact that this law that she helped to get passed goes into effect on July 1, and you're urged to visit capaidsickdays.com. To learn more either as your responsibility as an employer or your rights as an employee. With that, we're happy to take questions one-on-one, and again, appreciate you being here today. Thank you.